Hello, everyone. This is a quick recap of the lesson that we would have had on Tuesday when we had counselors in our class. You see our critical thinking riddle there, and it's about how do you figure out what color your hat is? It's a fun little riddle. If you want to work it out, send me an email and see if you have come up with a correct answer. Then feel free to do so, and I'll be happy to tell you if you're right or not. Same basic setup as always. Our warm up is looking at determining an author's purpose, just like it was on Monday. We're looking at author's purpose in Sugar Changed the World. We're going to analyze the purpose of the prologue specifically for this story and look at the text structures and features and use our details to draw our conclusions about the author's purpose. And reviewing author's purpose. Um, Remember, we talked about Monday how you can look at it in the idea of pie, as one student very cleverly pointed out to the rest of the class. You've got persuasive, informative, and entertaining. So PIE, pie. And that's how you can house the description of the author's purpose very simply into remembering, I like to eat pie. You've got on our review slide in the ways that we've discussed author's purpose before, we've got narrative writing and descriptive writing, which can be housed into entertaining writing as well. But it also can include, informative or persuasive. It's just, it's got those entertainment aspects. And then, of course, number 3 and 4 are the clearly persuasive, informative, expository writing that go with the acronym of PIE. Text structures, again, this is reviewing. We've been looking at the chronological order and the cause-effect order. Remember, chronological, it is, the life and times of Mrs. Wallace, 1983 to 2019, that sequential order of my life. And then there's also cause and effect, how Miss Wallace chose to be a teacher, the cause, the events in my life that led up to the effect of me sitting here and recording this video for you today. Prologue, we went over this on Monday as well and looked closely at the prologue for Sugar Changed the World. It's that opening piece before the start of a book, provides some background information, might discuss those events that led up to the start of the story, and is always at the very beginning in a separate, highlighted section before you actually start with chapter 1. Text features. And remember, we talked about this on Monday as far as, if you've looked at a textbook for 5 minutes at any point in your life, then you have seen, the graphics, the different examples, the timelines, the pie charts, the statistics, and all those little things that textbooks so very well use to illustrate concepts for students. Those are different types of text features, including bulleted points, numerated points, subtitles, headings, whatever is used to draw your attention to a particular piece of text, like it bolded text or a picture or a graphic of some sort. And we played Show Me, and we were going to review and play that again to make sure that we have figured out exactly what each of these 4 things are. So you can pause the video and play Show Me, and when you're ready, go ahead and continue. And then we were going to spend a large portion of class working on this breakout room activity in small groups, where we were going to take the reading that we did yesterday from Sugar, Change the World, and we were going to identify the author's purpose in the prologue, and we were going to locate pieces of textual evidence that supported what our claim was as far as the author's purpose. We were going to say that author's purpose is to inform, blah, 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 to entertain, blah, 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 to persuade, blah, blah, blah. How are they going to entertain you or persuade you or inform you? Then you're going to locate, lift right out of the text a quote that illustrated the claim that you made about the author's purpose. You needed two quotes and one paraphrase, and that was going to be a good practice time. And you can still do this on your own time. It's always good to think to yourself while you're reading, especially for English class, what's the author's purpose here? What are they trying to accomplish? What claim are they making? And how are they supporting it with the different examples and details and facts and statistics that they include in their writing? And don't forget that you have, sorry, I had to check on my time, make sure I'm not running out of time. We've got the mastery check quiz today. This is going to cover our I4 standards, predominantly determine the meaning of words and phrases. In other words, how to use connotation, denotation, context clues, all those kind of things, idioms, hyperboles, um, figuring out what those things mean within the context of the sentence or the paragraph. And RI10 is simply mean this is difficult text. They're your 10th grade appropriate texts as far as trying to figure out what the words mean, as opposed to using like a fourth grade text or something like that. So there's your mastery check quiz one. And then Sugar Changed the World. That is Friday. It's 10 questions, multiple choice, multiple select. It's going to cover the two readings from this week, the one that covers the prologue and the one that actually covers um, Sugar's actual chapter one, because remember the prologue's first and then it starts with the chapters. And this is also housed, they're both housed in Canvas, so you will take it there. And don't forget this week, too far. This week, the only change to this page is on Friday. There's not a live class topic. You'll get another recording because that is data day for teachers, and we'll be looking at all your scores from instructional cycle 1 and making decisions there. And then here is what you were to be working on as far as in your modules for today. Instruction, determine the purpose of the prologue, and looking at the summary, how can a reader determine an author's purpose? So which means today, the 18th, we'll be going on to the next reading for Sugar Changed the World. This will be the actual Sugar chapter 1. So we've done the prologue, and now we're going to move on to the actual chapter 1 for Sugar Changed the World. Make sure you're checking out your daily announcements and keeping up with those. All of your assignments that have been due are linked in your announcements, which means today for Wednesday, you will now have the first assignment due for instructional cycle 2. So that will be appearing under the green title of by today, you should have the following completed for instructional cycle 2. And make sure you're keeping up with all of your assignments. I hope you enjoyed this video and that it helped you understand a little bit more about what we are doing with Sugar Change the World, and I'll see you in class.